Okay guys, today we're going to be talking about how to optimize your PC for Fortnite for the lowest input delay and the most FPS. First off, when you're in your lobby, go up here, go to settings, make sure you are always on window mode full screen, always. Resolution, if you are doing content creation, maybe 1440p if your monitor supports it, but 1080 is the best for input and FPS. Turn off VSync, because VSync is horrible for Fortnite. The frame rate limits are always one above your monitor's refresh rate. I have a 240 FPS monitor, so I'm one above. So I'm at 360. If you have a 144 Hz monitor, make it 160, and so on. We'll go to performance mode in a minute. No colorblind mode, none of that stuff is necessary. Okay, 3D resolution. 3D resolution is not dependent on just your RAM, but base it off your RAM speed, because me personally, that's when I've had issues in the past. On DDR4, if you are single channel, I would recommend about 75. Okay, if you are dual channel DDR4, 80 to 85 will be fine. And I am dual channel DDR5, so I can do 100 and not have any issues. If you are single channel DDR5, 95 to 90 will be the best option for you. If you are on performance mode already, make sure everything here is on low. Show FPS, make sure show FPS is on. Make sure report from status is off. It will increase input, which is bad. It will decrease performance by a lot. Okay, performance mode is still bugged in the current season, so DirectX 11 and DirectX 12 does affect your performance mode. So if I was you, if you can do it, I would go over to DirectX 12 and apply. Now it will require you to restart your Fortnite game, so go ahead and restart. Guys, hopefully now you're back in the game. As you can see now, if you head into your settings, and if you're on DirectX 12 or DirectX 11, it does not matter. You have a lot more settings. A lot. So let's get down into this. So now, in this one, you now see motion blur. Make sure motion blur is off. Oh my, it is horrible. Never press quality presets. Make sure this is on custom. But don't worry, if you do not have custom, as you can see when I do this, it disappears. Go on low, and all you gotta do is come down here and turn your 3D resolution back up to what you had before, based upon what I said previously. Anti-aliasing and super resolution off. Now this is grayed out, because you have to use one of these. I do not recommend using one of these. I recommend just leave it off. It's not important. So this should be unrecommended or off. Dynamic 3D resolution should be off. It is grayed out because once again you have to have one of these, but it should be off. If not, go back and make sure you have these off. Visual geometry should be off. Shadows off. Global illumination off. Reflections off. View distance nil. All this stuff is the same. Make sure it's on low. Hardware ray tracing. Make sure it's off. It should be off if you followed everything previously. Okay. Show FPS on, of course. Okay. Use GPU crashing and debugging. Sorry. I recommend it to be off, because it will make your GPU do more stuff, and it will essentially cause less performance. Now, latency markers off. The video reflex low latency, I would recommend on. And if you have a newer GPU, maybe on plus boost. I have seen in older GPUs that on has caused problems. And of course, report performance stats off. But with that being said, I would recommend going back to performance mode because it offers the highest amount of performance. It would require a restart. Okay guys, hopefully you're back now. After the restart, you should be back in performance mode. Just go and check. Yep, I'm back in performance mode. Also, if you head over to game, go down to energy saving. Make sure sleep mode's on never. And all this idle energy and enable inactive energy saving, turn it off because it will put your game in energy saving mode and end result will cause less performance. Head on down to replays. Well, actually it's up now. Go to replays. Unless you are actively recording replays and using replays, turn all replays off. They will make it so you are constantly recording your games. And not only that, going over to your keyboard settings, if your keyboard, movement, and make sure you have no force walk stuff binded, because that stuff will cause you to walk slow, and in recent seasons there's been a bug where it will override your sprint key, causing you just to walk like an NPC, and that will cause obviously you getting killed a lot more. I would also recommend you go to the Epic Games launcher. When you're in library, you will have to have Fortnite closed for this one, so give me just a second. Another amazing tip to improve FPS and to lower latency is to go to your Fortnite within the Epic Games launcher, click on the 3-line button, and go to options. Make sure you have pre-downloaded stream assets on. If not, when you see skins in games and you see other skins and reactive skins, it will cause you to have to stream them and download them skins in real time, increasing ping. It is a 8GB, well 7.62GB download, but trust me, it is worth it because it will make sure you have a lower ping also. Obviously, if you have high resolution textures installed, uncheck it, uninstall it. It'll give you a free 17GB. If you do not play Fortnite Save the World, I'd recommend uninstalling it too, as it will give you more storage, and if you don't have a lot of storage, it will make your PC run faster. I don't have any of this stuff downloaded because I don't speak any of these languages. Apply it, and that's how I recommend setting up the launcher. Okay, now hoping that y'all are back in game after you apply the settings and it has downloaded. I'd recommend starting off with some creative and testing it out from now. Any creative map will be fine. I'm just gonna use this random one here. And this is my friend here. I'm gonna use it for testing. Okay, now hoping that y'all are back in game. Okay. You should go to creative after you're in creative. Just look down for a second. Test out the FPS. You are gonna be using a tick higher refresh rate, you all. So make sure that you're not having too big of drops. If you're having too big of drops, you might be having some issues with the GPU. You might need to update it. I'll show you how to do it in a second. But here we are. As you can see, I'm getting kind of solid frames. I'm walking around, just having fun. I'm a 240Hz monitor, so I mean, honestly, I'm getting 300, so I'm good. Try some building. I am very new to keyboard and mouse, so I'm not the best, but try some building. If it feels fine, and you got input delay, you should be fine. I am using mobile builds. If you wish to have bubble wrap builds, there's plenty of tutorials on YouTube. If you would like a tutorial how to get bubble wrap builds, I'm more than happy to make a tutorial to do so. Just let me know, guys, what you want to see. But this is the best way to optimize, in my opinion. And I'll show you how to update your GPU right now. if you are an NVIDIA user, as I am, you should have the NVIDIA control panel and the NVIDIA app downloaded. Go down to drivers, and you can check the update sale. And if you have an update, I recommend updating your GPU. It will help out tremendously. Make sure there are no issues or compatibility. Now, I am not sure about AMD GPUs. I do believe they have a similar software though, and stuff like that. But I've also heard that NVIDIA is better for Fortnite. I've heard that AMD is not as performance heavy in Fortnite. I personally don't have an AMD anything. Intel and NVIDIA GPU, all that stuff. But if you are AMD and you have any troubles, there will be a link in the description of how to join my Discord, and we can talk it over there and we can try and solve the problem there. Which I am no professional to this. I'm just a random person that has optimized my game this way, and it has worked for me. I get pretty solid FPS, pretty solid ping. Also, always make sure you are on your correct server, and don't use auto. Auto will make your system, will make Fortnite look at your system and see what it's like registered to. So I'm in a East, so it's gonna. So I'm in a East. So Fortnite is, if I had it on auto, Fortnite would be like, oh, where's this ping, or where's this device coming in from? And they would get the essential location, and they would be like, oh, NA East. So go ahead and put it on NA East for you, so your system doesn't have to do it for you. Now language, same thing, system default. Fortnite's going to look at your system and see what language you have it put in. So do it a favor, put it in English, have it locked as English, okay? Trust me, it helps out a lot. These things are not as important, but they do provide somewhat better input. They do provide somewhat less delay. They don't really do much for FPS though. As in, it's more of just like a CPU thing, which Fortnite is CPU bound. And to anyone out there who might be running DDR3, I would recommend upgrading, because we're on DDR5 platform now, we all. And Fortnite is a 8GB, 16GB game of DDR. So I would recommend upgrading your RAM if you have less than 8 gigs, or even if you have 8 gigs. 16 gigs I would recommend for the minimal of gaming, but 32 would be recommended if you want to do any type of recording, because RAM nowadays is just so underlooked, and people do not understand that they don't have enough RAM. Which I think I'm good on my RAM. Hopefully y'all are. But use these settings and they should optimize your game, and they should help you increase FPS and lower latency. Maybe you get some lower input and you can play in some of these bigger tournaments now. But that's my recommendation. If you like this video, please do leave it a like and please do subscribe. There's links in the description to my socials. I will be live on Twitch soon. I've just now got my OBS working for Twitch, so we'll see how that goes. And if any more videos I want to see, just say something. Thank y'all for watching.